Welcome to Dad's A to Z, where there's two dads that think they know everything, but their kids know different.
Every week we're going to try to bring a different topic from a dad's point of view, and try to bring light to it. And today's topic is going to be: are dads involved enough in raising their kids? What do you think, Adam?
When just kind of blowing this subject back and forth, the idea was put that there's mom groups out there. Moms are always involved with the day-to-day, maybe, oh, you got to help with the homework, or you're playing, and that seems to be the stereotype that's come through definitely into my life. I know growing up it was expected. Dad worked. He left early in the morning, came home at whatever time at night, ate dinner, fell asleep from the chair watching TV, and rinse, repeat. And on the weekends, he did yard work. And Mom was the one that carted us places, and Mom was the one that had to entertain us. And that kind of stretched into my life in the bar and restaurant industry. Yours, very similar life. There's days where I'm working from 4 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, or going in at 11, not leaving till 11, going in at 4 in the afternoon, not coming home till 4 at night. I was definitely not around. I was definitely an absentee dad, thinking I was doing the right thing, and I was taking care of the family, working hard, but I was definitely not involved.
I noticed that, like, every chance I get, I go to try to go pick up my kid from school. My kid is 5 years old, by the way, and I gotta say that the majority of the cars in line are all moms picking up kids from school. I rarely see a dad picking up a kid from school. Same thing as dropping off in the morning. I feel like it's as you mentioned, that it's mom groups, mom taking kids to play dates, mom doing this, mom doing that. Dads are almost like a babysitters. And I hear this often from other dads saying, "Oh, I gotta babysit my kid today." It's just like, I'm not part of this family. I'm just here to, like, I'm going to give you money so you can keep this house over this roof over your head, but I'm really not involved. And I think that's like probably a habit that should be broken apart. Because I'm noticing I haven't had that in my life, but also can't really tell for sure. It's been a long time. My dad passed away when I was 11. I remember him vaguely as being involved. But I definitely feel myself not involved enough.
I can tell you from experience, and my kids are in their teens, not being involved then actually makes it kind of awkward now. Especially, I switched jobs to a more 9 to 5, so I could be home, so I could, take people to school. That became my job, and I was almost like proud of it, like I was doing something special. Hey, you're going to walk to school today, aren't I great? But it was awkward for everybody because the norm had been I wasn't around, or Daddy has to close tonight, so he's got to sleep in, so everybody had to be quiet. When I was finally there, nobody knew how to act. I mean, least of all me. But at the same time, I'm thinking, all right, here, I'm involved now. Let me do this, let me do that. My wife's, she literally was almost having a breakdown because things that she had on herself, she no longer needed to do. Dishes, you know what I mean? I got it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to. But I do it every day. I know, but now I'm here, and it was a very difficult transition for her, especially. I would say you'd have to ask her, but I doubt we'll get her on camera. For the kids, I don't know if it was so much of a transition of having me around, other than the fact that it was more of a comfort zone to go to her for things that I could do. And maybe, you'd have to ask the kids in that situation, maybe I probably tried to help too much because I was there, and I felt guilty for not being there before. Now I think everyone's just kind of accepted it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So how old were your kids when you started, like, being more present?
I think, Jake, what grade were you in when left the restaurants. Like third, fourth,
We went back, didn't you?
when we went to New Jersey.
We went back to the restaurant even after, though.
Yeah, I know, but what grade were you in when we went?
Maybe third?
I think it was third or fourth. Yeah, because, so he's in 11th grade now, so it's been a while, but I missed entire things.
Mm-hmm.
There was no, I think I heard his first word, which was ball. He used to love a baseball, whipped it over my shoulder against the wall, just because he was playing ball one time. But that was his first word. I didn't see first steps. I didn't see, rolling overs. Those things that moms traditionally cherish. And for a long time, I didn't think anything of it. It was like, I just wasn't there. I was working.
Yeah.
As you get older, they say you get
regretting.
I don't know if it's regret as much as kind of bummed, which I guess is a form of regret. But it would have been cool, But I personally try not to focus on that and try to focus on other things. I was able to take a picture of the first day of school, the last time my son and daughter were both in school at the same time. He was in 5th grade, she was in kindergarten. And that was cool. They were walking together. Next year will be the next time they're both in the same school together. So that'll be exciting because I'll be available for them. And I can look for those things. Maybe there's not going to be a junior prom because of COVID, so this boy might not do prom, but there's driving. There's going to be
a lot of other things coming.
A lot of other things coming.
Yeah, so I think that regret is probably main concern of mine, I want to say. I still haven't missed a lot, to say, so to speak. She's only 5. I was there for all this first things, so that's good. But I feel like, I'm working, whatever, I'm work 9 hours a day, commute another couple hours. So 11 hours a day, I'm just not home.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 days a week, so weekends, that's it. And just 2 days a week that I have some kind of presence here. And and I just feel like sometimes, to be honest, is not enough because you need to take care of yourself as well. It's not just, your life is not just focused on your kids and your family. In order to take care of your family, you have to take care of yourself.
Mm.
So, how, I don't know, you have, not in age, but in experience with kids, you have much more than me. So what do you think what would you do different if you could to be able to, focus on your career, because that's what, provides a roof over your heads and the food on the plate, on the table. But what would you do different to be able to take care of yourself but be more present for the kids as well?
I mean, that's where, I like to say that wisdom is something you learn through screwing up enough. The wisdom now is, I am a selfish personality. So knowing that now and being aware of it now would make it much easier to understand the importance of, I'm tired, and yeah, I got to work tonight, but I only have 2 hours before they go and do this, or whatever the situation is, and taking those things rather than going, well, I need to get some rest because I got to go work till 4 in the morning. Those were the little things that I know I could have been, just to be present.
But to be more there, yeah.
Yeah. And it is important to note, because I think a lot of dads in this day and age, my wife and I chose to keep her home. We had a lot of lean years.
Yeah, we're the same thing. Yeah.
A lot of lean years.
5.
So that was good in the sense that for us, we felt like mom was there to take care, and I worked. But I think that, for me, fueled that selfishness, because I won't call it resentment, but at the same time, you almost kind of want to be like, come on, I'm working 60 hours a week here. I just need to sleep for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I have a right to it.
Yeah.
And that if I could have just pulled my head out of my backside for that.
But it's hard, I'm gonna be real a little bit, and my wife agrees with it. We all hear, all these channels you watch and blogs you read and all this, how the kids are a blessing and precious, and can parents focus only on that aspect of only almost like a Instagram lens of life, just to present the best of it. My kid is the best. My kid's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. And we have one kid, and we're one and done, both on the same page, thank God. I cannot imagine more than one. I just can't. And I just want to, for all the parents there, dads that feel like they're struggling with this, is like that. I feel like a lot of us are struggling with this, and it's we see it through commercials and movies and everything. Like it's just that's the way of life. Your dads are providers, and that's it, But when I was babysitting, so to speak, with my kid, and my wife was she had to go travel away for like a week, so I spent just me and my kid 7 days. She was, I think, like 3 years old, something like that. Oh my God, that's hard.
You don't know what to do with yourself. Will you be quiet? Just give me a second to breathe.
That is harder than anything else. Like, it's just like there's no pause, there's no break. Like at work, like I have a lunch break, and I just there's nothing. It is so difficult. So maybe sometimes we can bring moms on to discuss their point of view. But I don't. Everybody has their own biggest problems, and I feel like the absence of dads probably needs to be discussed more often, and maybe the will of dads to be involved, because I feel like that's probably where the problem is. I think I feel like that. Like just talking to friends and acquaintances, like I feel like there's just no desire from the dads to be that parenting figure, not a babysitter, not a play date, not something like that, but to be that person in life to grow up. I grew up in a different culture. I've been in the States. You probably can't guess by my accent. It's great.
It's from Boston.
From Boston. I came from Serbia 12 years ago, and what I've noticed, the difference in cultures is it's astonishing. So normal job, and not work your butt off to provide for that. And we did the same thing. My wife, we chose that she's going to be a stay-at-home mom. It was just like financially sane, because we're in Florida. I want to say that I think the Florida minimum wage was like $8 or something like that, and daycare is like 200 something a week. So you do your math. Almost not worth the working at all, because all the money's going to be. So we made that effort. He says a lot of lean years. It's been a whole 5 years. It's been very lean, and just now I'm blessed to be able to maybe step back and do just one job, and I feel like way more relaxed in reacting. I feel like I can be more present, and I think it's good for kids, and I think the kids growing up should also have that experience with having both parents and not having one absentee parent, because she's almost single mom and I'm paying alimony. Like that's how it feels sometimes.
What changed careers for me was my wife saying in passing, not with any maliciousness, I'm a single married parent. She said that to somebody in the neighborhood at the time, and that was the kind of wake up that was like, yeah, I mean, it's true. Yeah. See her in passing. But the dad's involvement, another challenge, talking about the culture, is as much as I said I could do different, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Because how I was raised, having it be very patriarchal, dad worked and came home, mom made dinner, almost 1950s stereotype. I don't know how to interact as a dad with kids. And I was aware of it when they were little, So maybe it was a blessing, because maybe I would have screwed stuff up, or maybe I would have learned. But I always said I don't know how to act with little kids. You know, my mother would criticize me because I would talk to them as adults, as little kids. I wasn't comfortable enough, for whatever reason, to do the goo goo gagas or whatever you needed to do that I now do with my kitten.
You're going to do it with your grandkids.
I probably will.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, if you wanted to jump back 14 years, I don't know how to deal with 3-year-old Jake. You know, to me, playing with action figures, my brother and I, we used to like just put action figures up and blow them up with dirt bombs. You know, I don't know how to play with a little kid, and I think a lot of people probably are still in that mode, almost afraid that you're going to screw. Like I said, I did say that. Afraid you're going to screw something up because you didn't have the example that today's kids are kind of seeing through media, which is not always the best projection of a dad, for sure. I mean, we went through a long stretch, probably starting with Al Bundy and Homer Simpson, where the dad was the buffoon. And that became the stereotype, especially in the sitcom world, for a long time. And that was what we ingested. Now, I was older at that time, so I saw it for what it was. But that's also painting the picture that, oh, look, that dad is there, is available, has no idea what he's doing.
And just doesn't, or it seems like he doesn't care.
Yeah. I relate a lot more to the idea of it. In the Al Bundy case, I would say that's somebody that loves his family, has no idea how to show it, how to participate in it, how to do anything. So he just does what he's going to do and just tries to get through the day. I can understand that. I won't say I can relate to that, but I can understand that. But that's what a generation of people saw.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also, like, I think we need to, and this is my commitment to myself, spending.
And you're saying it out loud.
Commitment to myself.
Yes.
The camera. We'll raise this later. Edit it out. I feel like I caught myself. So my daughter wants, of course, like she doesn't see me all the time. So the moment I come home from work, can you play with me? I was like, oh my God, like I can't, like can I sit for a minute? Like I just need a minute, but it's constant because she doesn't see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to, I understand it, but I also physically just sometimes I just can't. And on top of that, I'm a 42-year-old man, soon to be, and my kid is 5 years old, and she's a 5-year-old girl. And games she wants to play, and I'm going to be real again, games she wants to play, I have absolutely zero interest in. Not even my inner kid has interest in those games. And I need to be a grown-up to say, all right, you have zero interest in it, but you got to suck it up and play with your kid like you love it. The more like that dollhouse, like this episode is being recorded in my daughter's playroom, by the way. I'm looking at a dollhouse and a kitchen and a Doc McStuffin's station. So I have to be, because that is something she would love to do. She would remember it, cherish it, and it's going to build her up as a person, and it's going to help her create relationship in future, because she's going to look at me the way that she should, and not some selfish dad that wants to just sit down and relax. Because sometimes that's all I want. To be honest, again, real, sometimes I just want to do like stuff for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And because I just can't bear all the pressure and all the responsibilities, and it's all the time. Like I go to work, and I am the one that is the most responsible for everybody at work. It's my position, so it's just it's nonstop. Like sometimes I wish I can like go and clock in and do my job and come back and don't think about anything.
What I do now.
And I feel like it would maybe pressure me less, but it will pay me less. But sometimes like I just need to kind of probably come from work, take 10-15 minutes just for myself. You can't tell, but I'm an introverted person. I need a moment for myself when I come back from work, I don't want to talk to people because that's all I do all day. I talk to people. Maybe like committing to myself this way, so maybe I'll stick to it. Is coming from work, resting 5, 10, 15 minutes, giving my kid attention for 30 seconds, go to my room for like 10 minutes, recharge, and then give her the connection that she needs. Because the kids all require connection, and I feel like they require connection from both parents, moms and dads, if possible. If they live in a 2-parent house, they should do it and not be an absentee parent. So that's my commitment. I'm sure that a lot of you out there are probably sharing some of our experiences, because I don't think this is uncommon.
No, I actually think that idea is brilliant. I did it a very selfish, me first way, where I knew I needed to try to give time so I wouldn't play their game. I would have them come into my world.
Yes.
Whether it was playing a video game, watching a show with them, and it worked for a little bit. And then they develop their own interests. And then it starts dipping down a little bit after that. But I think it's a really good idea. So everybody on the comments, by the way, like, subscribe, help us out, just a couple of dads. In the comments, remind him, because this is a brilliant idea to do that.
Remind me tomorrow.
Take
or whenever you
take that breather and take the time, even if it's 15, 20, 30 minutes. A, you can't get it back if you don't do it. But B, that investment grows. I think, my relationship with my kids would be different. Where mom said you're talking to them like adults, I think if I took some time to be a kid with them, it would have grown the relationship, I won't say better, but differently. More positively, possibly.
And then I think maybe another good idea is to explore maybe some, it's funny to say mutual interest between a 5-year-old and a 5-year-old girl and a 42-year-old guy. But finding something that like brings that inner kid in you that is going to interest your kid as well, and maybe share that interest. We have interest for ice cream, but that's not like playing. But just something that would probably be. I tried this, and as you said, like bring it to my world. She wants to play with Barbies in a dollhouse. I don't really want that. I would rather, like, if I need to play, let's play with building Legos or something like that. But she doesn't want to do that. She wants to play with the Barbies. And that's it. There was just the other day she wanted to play with something. I don't know. She found some My Little Ponies or something, whatever. We took away from her just for her to forget. And she wanted to play with this. And I didn't want it. I was like, let's do something that we enjoy together. Like she likes to, like, when we bake something. So I was like, it's a good experience. 42-year-old guy thinks, oh, this is a good connection experience between a daughter and a father. We can bake together. It's fun. She wants to play with ponies. End of story. And I should, like, just do it.
Would you say you should do it 100% of the time? Because I would argue that sometimes you have to go, no, let's bake today.
Yeah, but I think at this age I should just probably go with what she wants, and maybe it doesn't have to be a whole day playing with ponies, but we can play for 5 minutes, and then there's like, oh, maybe ponies can bake today, and then we can go and bake or build Legos or just steer something, or not even steer, just see where it goes, or have maybe like 3 times a week we're gonna play whatever you want, no matter how much I hate it, and just do that. And then maybe some other time starting to steer, because I think, and this may be topic for another time, is like how us as parents should influence our kids' interests growing up and what they're going to take interest in. Like, we have a piano in another room. Like, should I put that into our play time, and like maybe she's going to take interest in playing piano or something, music, or is it just play? I think we need to have some probably guidance as well, but also there has to be some unscripted play time with whatever she would like, and I feel like that will be and that's my commitment right now. I'm off next Sunday, so we're going to start that time.
It's the best time to start anything.
It's
tomorrow.
The
next day.
Next
day.
Tomorrow we can. Well, the problem is, again, see, like the problem is we are gonna. I'm gonna get up tomorrow at 6:30. She's gonna be getting ready for school. I'm gonna take her to school at 8, 8 o'clock, then I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna be back home like 7. She'll be getting ready for bed. That's it. The day's over. And that's 5 days a week. So it's
Trust me, they're 4. I'd go 3, 4, 5 days without even
Yeah.
laying eyes on them awake.
Yeah.
You know, I'd get up, they were already at school. I'd come home, they're already sound asleep. So I completely understand.
So it's hard, and I think when it comes to being a father, being involved in the kids' lives, I think the fathers have to be the adults in the room and make those conscious decisions that this is what is the best for kids, because we are in charge of raising this little person to be a kind human being when they grow up, and not a selfish human being when they grow up, because there's a lot of selfishness going on right now. That could be like a third topic. It's just building up on it. But it's I feel like it's our almost a purpose is to take care of ourselves as individuals, but also raise that kid to become a good human being. And I don't think there is much more to do than to connect with them on any possible level. And I choose every time I'm able, and that's my conscious decision. It's been since she started school. I'm going to drop her off to school. I'm going to pick her up from school, and we do it as a family. Every time we're both my wife, we both go and we both come back. We can do it right now, so it's fun. Probably in the next couple of years, it's not going to be as possible, but right now we can. So we go and do it together every time, and I think that's something just to build on.
Well, I think we scratched the surface on what Dad's A to Z can be. I want to say we're not experts. We're just 2 dads that think they know everything. Just remember to take care of yourself, dads, and for this channel's purposes, dads or anybody that's a parent, anybody that plans on being a parent, even was a parent. Take care of yourself first. Keep yourself healthy. Both here, and there, but make sure you take the time when you can, because life is not a dress rehearsal.
One and done.
One and done. So take those times. While you're taking that time, click on that like
And subscribe.
and please subscribe. And we hope to see you guys again. This is Adam.
I'm Z.
This is Dad's A to Z. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.